Hey everyone, it's me. Wanted to get back on Facebook Live. Trying to do a lot more consistent now. And one thing that was interesting that I came across, I wanted to share with everyone. It was actually in a book I was reading. I took a flight yesterday to Atlanta, a 6 a.m. flight. And one thing I tried to do is I realized I could either doze off and just try to sleep a little bit or watch something, even though it was Spirit. And there was no TVs, and it was 6 a.m., but I figured I still could have watched something on my phone, downloaded, listened to a podcast, something like that. But I decided instead to do a little personal development and read a book that I've been working on, personal development, called Chasing Better by Corey Baker. If you haven't read that, it's an awesome book. So I was getting a lot of interesting inspiration from that book. And one thing is interesting, I've heard a lot of times it said that leaders are readers. And when we really read personal development books or read books from people that have gone through um, challenges and been successful enough that they decided that they want to write a book to inspire others, um, that really is a great resource to use to be able to accomplish some of the challenges that we have. We always have that opportunity that if someone decided that they use a certain tool, use a certain technique that really leveraged them to overcome obstacles, and they decide to let it out to the world to share with other people, when we can ingrain those ideas and those concepts into ourselves and apply them to our situations, then we have so much more power to accomplish what we want to accomplish. And obviously, every situation is different. Every person has different challenges, and they're all tailored for each person. But we could definitely learn from all the different aspects that they talk about and try our best to really apply them to our lives. So, one interesting, it wasn't even in the book per se, but there's one quote that was written, quoted by Anonymous. So, it probably was made up, my guess. But it said, on the quote, it said, true healthcare reform is made in the kitchen, not in Washington. I'll say it again. True healthcare reform is made in the kitchen and not in Washington. And this actually was interesting to me, and it struck me to the fact that we hear a lot of times when people decide that they want to change the world, they want to accomplish so much, they're going to bring reform to all the different aspects. But the real way to make a change in this world, you can't change other people. There's no way to change other people. Everyone just thinks the way they want to think. You can try talking to them, you can try presenting an argument, you can try presenting a talking point, but at the end of the day, you can't change anyone else. The only person that you could change is yourself. Hi Nachum, hi Yaakov, hi Matis. The only one that you could change is yourself. And when we have that mind, we have that perspective that we can make impact on our lives and therefore be a role model to other people, and they can do it as well. So the quote again was that true healthcare reform starts in the kitchen and not in Washington. And when we really take the initiative, we can accomplish so much more. And I know my mentor, Dr. Anderson, who created this movement of people that are so health focused, and he didn't try creating a bill in Washington. He didn't try creating a huge advertising promotion. He decided to get himself healthy, and then he shared it with other people. And the more we share it with other people, not in a way where you're trying to, I'm going to sell you something, I'm going to convince you that you're wrong, it's really just, this is how I'm leading my life, this is what I know about health, these are healthy habits I'm trying to work on, and that's what I want to share with other people. So that's really what the movement of that. I know myself and 27,000 other health coaches that are associated with me, we're all working on just sharing with other people. There's no big promotions, there's no massive social media all blasting about how everyone's wrong. We're really trying to, and what we're taught by our mentors is, your goal is to live healthy out loud. Your goal is to really demonstrate what healthy is, how it's impacting your life, and how it can impact other people. And then by doing that, we can really positively impact other people to make healthier choices. And there are lots of studies about this. I know Tom Rath has a whole study on this. I know Charles Duhigg has lots of studies on the influence of society and the influence of people around us. And there's lots of resources that show that we really have a tremendous influence on other people. And I heard a study as well where if some people are sitting around the table by a restaurant and the first person to order, if they order a healthy option, then other people around the table are statistically more likely to order healthy. And if they make an unhealthy choice, the first person, then people are statistically more likely to order unhealthy stuff. So when we really try to decide, like I've talked to clients all the time that say, oh, I'd love to bring my father on board. I'd love to bring my cousin on board. They really could use the health, that you really could lose weight. What I usually tell them is, you're not going to convince someone else that they need to lose weight. Most people, when they want to get healthy, they know that they want to get healthy. They know that it's impacting their quality of life. They know that it's impacting their longevity. They know already. The best thing that you can do to help other people get healthy is to be healthy yourself, to be a role model for other people, to really work on the fact that I know what's best for myself. I'm going to work on myself. And by me demonstrating to my kids and to my spouse, as a working father, I know it's very hard to stay healthy when we're trying to run around and work long hours, and when we get home exhausted and stressed. But for my responsibility as a father is to demonstrate health for myself and to demonstrate health for my kids. And I'll tell my kids that when they say everything's a race with them, like I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and everything's just, oh, I did this first, or I got there first, or what I told them is that we don't race by food. The race by food is really the opposite. Whoever can eat the slowest wins. And they actually enjoy it. They enjoy the fact that, hey, I'm going to slow down. But the way that I can really ingrain that in their minds is by them seeing me, that I eat slowly, that I choose slow, that I take my time at meals. And for example, hydration. Like, they love water and they love drinking water. Obviously, they rather sometimes have apple juice, orange juice, whatever else it is. But by me showing them that I'm drinking water, if they want to drink, oh, I'm having water. Do you want some also? That's me role modeling health. And if I can be a role model for my kids, I can be a role model for my wife, I can be a role model for my family, immediate family, I can be a role model for my friends, I can be a role model for coworkers, all those things, and for my clients especially, if I role model health myself, then that's the biggest influence and that's the biggest impact I can have other people. And we have enough people building ourselves a community of health-minded people, and we're all focused on improving our health, improving our lives in a healthy way, so that way we can really impact. It's really for ourselves. It's a selfish way of doing it, which is the only real way to do it. You're not going to convince other people. You're really going to influence them the most by showing them the action. So it's times like that when we can really be the best role model ourselves. We can really work on what we're trying to accomplish. And by default, that's when people see, oh, you're getting healthier. Oh, I notice you're eating so much better. Oh, I notice you have so much more energy. What's happening? What's going on in you? That's when we can really make that healthcare reform. And the quote I said before, that true healthcare reform starts in the kitchen, not in Washington. When we can be a role model for ourselves, and we can be a role model for our families, and a role model for our friends, and a role model for our coworkers, and they see that we're taking care of ourselves, that influences them to take care of themselves as well. So if we really want to make a difference in this world, the first person that you need to focus on is you. Make sure that you are doing what's best for you with your health. You're working on things. Hi, Doug. Hi, Yaakov. You make sure you're working on your self-development. Make sure you're working on a healthy mind and a healthy body and a healthy finances focus as well. And you're working on yourself, and therefore you can have the best influence on other people as well. Thanks so much. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this talk. If you want to just comment below and share what you think, and have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.